Hey, my little raggedies, what is up? How are y'all doing? How are y'all feeling? If you are new here, I am Raina Swan, aka your new book bestie. Today we're just gonna be doing a little TBR wrap up, but we're gonna be ranking them. I read 13 books in the month of February. It feels like it's just been a long month. And honestly, friend, I don't really feel like talking about them for real because I'm just ready to be on to the next. But I do have some favorites here with me. So we're going to get into it in just a second, okay? Now, disclaimer. If you hear some noise that sound like somebody is doing a cha-cha slide upstairs, that's because they're doing some construction, okay? So just ignore it or hop 2 times with them. I don't know. Yeah, let's just get into this video. So I did read 2 nonfiction books, and I don't give a rating to nonfiction books anymore. So let's just see what they are, okay? And this is no order for the nonfiction books. I did read Power Moves by Sarah Jakes Roberts. This is a book all about finding your confidence in yourself while leaning on God. She had a lot of good quotes in this book, and one of the quotes that I really enjoyed from her, she had a lot, but one that I tabbed says, when God gives you a promise, it's not so you can gain things. It's so you can become. And then there was another one that I really liked. That wasn't the one I wanted to reach out. I thought I had tabbed it. Let grace overwhelm you with its faithfulness, even when you have been unfaithful. Ooh, clock it. Yeah, so she just has like a lot of memorable quotes in here, really uplifting. So shout out to oh, that's a tongue twister. Shout out to Sarah. Shouts out to Sarah. Ooh, say that 5 times. Yeah. And then next I have Cicely Tyson's Just As I Am. Y'all, this book felt like it took me forever to finish. But Cicely got down to business, and she dug real deep into her ancestral past. I don't even know if I said that right, but the ancestors were speaking to Cicely while she was writing this because she had all the history, okay? And what I really enjoyed is that Cicely did not leave this earth without telling us how she maintained her grace and her figure and her health and her morals. Like, she put it all in here, you guys. And I think the last chapter, like I was saying on Instagram in my review, what I really liked about this book was that she really broke down like her diet, what she was eating, how she was working out, what was she juicing, what books she was using to guide her through her juicing journey. So she really broke it down into detail so that, you know, if you wanted to follow in her footsteps to a healthier life, you can do that. And it was just really nice to see this side of Cicely. And one thing I did learn is that she was married to Miles Davis. I did not know that. So rest in peace, Miss Tyson. You have left a huge mark on this world, and I enjoyed it, you guys. So let's get down to business. Whew, 10 books, huh? 10 books, eh? Let's get into it. Coming in with a 2-star, okay? We have Dear Haiti, Love Elaine. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, friend. I only read this book because it was on my shelf. I bought it years ago, tried to get into it, wasn't really feeling it, but I said, you know what? Since I am reading everything on my shelf, let me just push through. And I made it to the end. Now, what I will say is that I didn't necessarily connect with this book. Not because I'm not Haitian, but I don't know. It just did not sit with me and make me feel for the characters. And then once I figured out that the book was written by 2 different authors, I was like, oh, that makes sense why it feels disjointed and it doesn't flow. You had some scenes where it seemed like the author wanted to cram a bunch of historical facts into the pages, and then you had other scenes that were really lighthearted. Then you had other scenes that were very dramatic, scenes that were sad. It was just really all over the place. They added emails, text messages, newspaper clippings, letters. Like, it was a lot going on in one book. You had all types of themes going on, okay? All types of themes. It was just too much. It was too much and not enough all in one, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that was 2 stars. And then we have It's Elementary by Elise Bryant. I've said this before, I'll say it again. This is a cozy mystery. Now, them hoes on Threads tried to drag me, but what they didn't know is that I'm undraggable. So I had made a little post that said, I get it. I get it now. When y'all say cozy, y'all really mean boring. Cool, I got it. Them hoes got mad, said, oh, you can't say stuff like that. That's offensive. How the hell is if I felt the book that's supposed to be cozy is boring, then that's just what it is. I didn't say your reading taste is lackluster, did I? No, I did not. All I said was I found the cozy mystery or any type of cozy book to be boring. Is that bad? I don't know. I think hoes be tripping because it's not that deep. We all have different reading tastes, and that doesn't mean yours is better than mine or mine is better than yours if you don't agree or if I don't agree. It's just we have different tastes, and I'm cool with that. You should be. Are you cool? You should be cool. Yeah. So this was 2 stars for me. I felt like the storyline dragged. It was not a lot going on, and it felt repetitive. You had this mom who was in PTA, and everything was just about getting down to the mystery. Who's behind it? Getting down to it. And it wasn't really much in between. And then Elise tried to throw a little romance in there that didn't really work out for me. Yeah, so I had really high hopes for this. So Ms. Bryant, we was rooting for you. We all was rooting for you. So maybe on your next go around, you can do something different. I don't know. I'm gonna be nice and move on. Next on the list, we have a 3-star. We have Business Not As Usual, which is a billionaire romance. Oh, I know some of you girlies love that trope. Yeah, so this was cute. It was cute. Now, what I will say about this is that the author leaned on the protagonist being very clumsy. She leaned on the main female character being clumsy and a klutz as her humor. After the 10th whoopsie, it just wasn't funny anymore. I'm like, girl, do you need to see a doctor? Like, why are you slipping and falling and tripping all over the place? Why are you causing all these accidents? Like, it's after a while, it's just like, okay, take your drunk ass home because you acting real inebriated right now. Like, just go lay down. You bumping all into stuff. It's getting on my nerves. go sit down somewhere. But what I did like about the main male character is that he was very patient with the female main character's insecurities, and you know, he was essentially there to let her know, like, look, if anybody else don't got you, I got you. You can depend on me. Like, just rest. I got this. So that was one of the things that, you know, I enjoyed. It was cute, nothing to rush into or whatever, but I got this from the Dollar Tree. So, like I said, if it's on my shelf at some point in my lifetime, I'm gonna read it. Next on the 3-star mantle, we have Honey and Spice by Bula Barbalola, and this was cute. This was cute or whatever. I enjoyed the chemistry between the two lovebirds in the story. It picked up near the end for me because it was kind of slow, more slow than I would enjoy. And then we got a lot of unnecessary information about the film project and the radio project that they was working on. The female main character, she was supposed to be some, you know, popular girl on campus. I didn't really get popularity from her. I didn't really get popular. Do you want to be popular? I didn't get that from her. I did not. So yeah, what I would have wanted more from this book is there is a, you know, moment in this where we get to learn more about the backstory of the two main characters and their families. Now, I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into, you know, all of the drama that went along with that. And it just touched on it just a little bit, just a little bit. And I was like, dang, I really wanted more, give me more. But the author made sure that she stayed focused on the two lovebirds. And it was cool. It was cute as a romance visitor. I say 3 stars is pretty good for me, seeing how I don't really read much romance. So 3 is good. So if it's 3 and it's a romance and you like romance, then you'd probably enjoy this, because yeah, romance just isn't my genre, but I gotta try, right? And then next on the 3-star list, this is my last 3-star book, is The Secret to a Southern Wedding by Cynthia Williams. Now, cute cover, very, very cute. The storyline, this is also another book that I really wanted more from the side characters. I wanted more of their story than the main character story, and that's probably not good. Yeah, so to explain this, Dr. Imani's mom is getting married to a man. Now, Dr. Imani's mom has a really sad past and sad history with her previous marriage. And so Dr. Imani, she's worried about her mama. You know, she's kind of like, you moving a little too fast, heifer, slow down. And so on the other end of things, the man that Dr. Imani's mom wants to be with, he's coming out of his own little issues or whatever. But his son is rooting for him to find happiness again. And, you know, you have the son rooting for his dad, and Dr. Imani, she's trying to pull her mom back and make her think about a few things before, you know, she get her feet wet, a little too wet, you know? And that was basically the gist of the book, which made it feel really repetitive. I feel like I wanted more in between, not just I don't want my mama with your daddy. Well, I want my daddy to be happy. Well, I don't want my mama with your dad. Like, it was just kind of, you know, a little back and forth, tug and pull, and then things got a little heated near the end, but like I said, it was cute or whatever. It was cute. I do have book 2 of this series on my shelf, and after seeing a review that sounded just like mine, I think I can hold off on that one till next year because it's not connected at all. So there's just that on that. Next, into my 4 stars. Oh, I only got 1 4-star? No, I'm lying. Okay, I don't have one of the 4 stars, so I'm gonna put it up on the screen. But before we get to that one, The Other Mistress by Sonora Williams. Now, what I will say is, do not listen to the audiobook. Do not. If you want a good experience, avoid the audio. It is trash. Now, the storyline was okay if it wasn't for the end that saved it. The end, I was like, okay, now it's starting to make sense. Because as you're reading about the main character who is so in love with her husband, and the husband, he got a mistress or two, and you know, she's finding out about it, but she wants to kind of work with one of the mistresses. You realize, like, hold on, my daughter is coming through the gate. Girl, hello? Y'all, I don't even remember what I was saying. All I know is once we got down to like what was really going on with the wife and everything, I was like, okay, now that makes sense. The delusions are starting to add up, you know? So the ending definitely boosted it up to a 4-star rating. So yeah, you know, I feel like the Sonora Williams books that I've read have all been like, oh, okay. I haven't read one that has just blown me away. They've all been pretty like standard. Like, okay, that was cool, sis. So yeah, we're gonna move on to The Secret Worlds of Maggie Gray. I did give this 4 stars. Now, what I can say about this book is that the conversations in this book lead the story. There isn't much going on, but a group of women forming a friendship, a bond on a magical campus, and them forming the bond and getting to know each other is really what the story is about. But the conversations are really entertaining. What didn't sit right with me or sit well with me was the editing. There were a lot of errors, and there wasn't really much going on. Like I said before, all the mythical beings, it ain't nothing going down. Like, you know? So that was 4 stars. I am reading book 2 right now. It's cool or whatever. It's kind of giving the same thing. Not much of anything really magical is happening for real. Like, you know, certain little fantasy plots here and there, but it's just like, oh, okay, we meeting up with the gang again, you know? So yeah, but the writing is really, really good. Granger, she has a really, really colorful imagination. I'm like, girl, how did you even think of this? But yeah, so moving on to my 5-star reads. Yes, coming in at number 3 for my top 3 picks is Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl. You guys saw my review on Instagram if you're following me. If you're not following me, then the joke's on you. So you definitely want to make sure that you are following me, because I'm not going to talk about this again. I already put it on my Instagram. But what I will say is that I loved how the main character found strength within the side characters that were there to support her through her journey. And I feel like every girl going into high school or sophomore year should probably read this just to kind of understand that, like, you don't have to really give into what other people around you are doing. You can kind of just be yourself, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And you also don't have to be perfect. You kind of can just, you know, be who you are and be proud of who you are and be confident in that. So that was the takeaway from this book. Really, really cute. And then coming in at number 2 on my list is The Perfect Marriage. This one kind of snuck itself in there. I was not even supposed to be reading this. As you can see, every book that I read prior to this have been by Black authors. So the fact that Geneva Rose snuck her little ass up in this little TBR pal, girl, how did you get here? Geneva girl, this book took us on a wild ride, honey. Wild ride. And I did a whole YouTube video about that. So like I said, go watch the video because I'm not going to talk about it again. But yeah, 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. I'm a fan. And I will be reading The Perfect Divorce when that drops April 15th. So yeah, and NetGalley has not said anything back to me about getting that arc. I don't know if they got me blocked or what, because they ain't said nothing about none of the books that I've requested. So there's that. Last on the list is Take My Hand by Dolen Valdez. Now this was the perfect book for me in the month of February. This is a historical fiction that I absolutely love. This is probably one of the best historical fictions I've ever read. What I really appreciate about Dolen's writing is that she gave these characters a voice that's going to live on forever. Like, yeah, you know, a lot of people knew about the stories of these young girls in the book, but the fact that Dolen took this story and made it into, you know, a bestseller, and now the world is reliving the story and learning about these women is really admirable. Yeah, so I didn't write a review for it because I was just like, this is a lot. This is really heavy. Yeah, and after reading really heavy stuff, I just don't be having no words. I just be like, oh my God. Yeah, I just have to sit with myself and be like, okay, that was a lot. But this is probably my favorite book from February. And I don't know what took me so long to read it. I had seen it floating around all last year and I was just like, oh, okay. Whatever. But I finally got to it and I'm glad I did. Yeah, I did do like the audio and reading with it. So I was reading along while listening to it and it really made the experience good. It was a really good audio too. So that helps a bit. But like I said, it is heavy. So definitely go into this with your heart guarded and, you know, your tissues ready. Anywho, that is all for this video. You know, this week we're going to be figuring out what I'm going to be reading for the month of March. Yeah, because honestly, it's the 3rd and I have no idea. I'm just kind of winging it at this point. So yeah, what was your favorite book from February? Drop it down in the comments so I can check it out. Don't be stingy. Okay. And I will see you guys Wednesday. Oh, also, if you have not joined the official Chapter Chat book club on Fable, y'all, the people over there are having the time of their lives. We are over there cackling. We over there gasping, clutching our pearls, crying, sliding down walls, going back and forth. Oh my goodness. I told one girl, because I was like, girl, we're going to have to mail tomorrow morning our therapy bill because this is a lot. I was not expecting our book club pick of the month to be as heavy. Not even heavy, but the drama. It's just ongoing drama, non-stop, no breaks, like all gas. Like, I'm like, Tamora, please give us free. Get off our necks. God, every chapter I can't breathe. So definitely check that out. Like I was saying on Instagram, there is a new book club page on Facebook that I'm starting up for those who don't want to join Fable but do want to keep up with what the club is reading and any announcements and things like that. So if you want to join the Facebook group, you can look at my link tree and you'll see the Facebook group for that. Also follow our Instagram page at the official chapter chat. And yeah, that's it, y'all. The church announcements is over. So y'all go ahead and have a good day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.